Okay, right, so a blind can be fitted either to the top of the window there, which if it's got a wooden surround as this one has is quite easy, or it can be fitted here onto the frame, onto the actual window frame. But the problem is with that, as you see here, we've got a shape and we haven't got much depth. So in this instance I would recommend going into the top. If you've got a UPVC window, you really have to do the same thing. You have to fit into the top of the reveal. Only problem is with that, in most modern houses, then this means that you're actually fitting into plaster, and that's not easy. You're going to need to drill and you're going to need to plug and do a really good job. So here we go again, we're just going to go either into the top or here, and in this instance, because of this depth, we're going to go into the top of the window. So now we have to do our fixings. We tend to use silent systems because they're good and reliable and very, very adaptable. So with the brackets that we just described, like these, we can either top fix, which is through that screw hole there, or we can face fix, which would go into the window frame. These brackets just literally clip into the track like this. Space them out, but don't put them very close to the cord guides, because they won't go in very easily and they'll just interfere with the cord locking system. So there we have them in approximately the place they will be on the window. If you have vents in the window and need it to be spaced off, or if your window is really damp, you may prefer to use these longer brackets. The way you remove the brackets is underneath here on this little press plate there. You just press that and the bracket comes out. But for now what we're going to do is we're going to use this, offer this up to the window, and then we're going to mark the position of the brackets. Okay, the blind can either be fitted within the reveal, and especially on a window like this which has got a lovely architrave, that looks wonderful, or if you prefer you can fit it on the outside, but that will always mean drilling and plugging the wall. If you want that sort of lovely neat tailored finish with inside the recess, we can either fit onto the frame, or we can fit straight upwards into the top of the reveal. Again, on a window like this it's easy because we've got a wooden surround, but if you've got, as most modern houses do, they've just got a plaster reveal at the top here, then you're going to have to drill and plug that one. Wood, it's much, much simpler. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just offer this up like this. As you can see, because this is shaped, we can't fit very well into there, so I am going to go upwards like this. And with all the brackets in place on the track, what I tend to do is offer that up and then make little marks just on the frame for the position of the brackets, like so. Now, although marks here, I'm actually fitting upwards. I'm going to place the bracket there and mark the drill holes. That's the next step. Okay, so I've got my little mark. If we had got a nice deep frame here, what we could have done is just place that to the mark, put your pencil through and done that. We haven't, so instead I've got to go up through the top hole here. So I'm marking there, and I'm putting this bracket right up to there just to give me a neat line. If you want it further forwards, you will have to measure from here to where you're going to put your drill hole in your bracket. So now we'll move across to here and we're going to put one there. So we'll mark that, and across to here, and we're going to mark that one. Right, now we have the marks for our drilling, and that's the next step. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Now for the screws, I tend to use about 1¼ inch sixes, especially if you've got good fixings like this. Then that's, you know, easy to get in but very sturdy. If you've got much dicier fixings, you may want to use a shorter screw but a fatter one, so 1/8 might be a better bet. So now we're just going to put the brackets on. Now I'm using a cordless screwdriver for ease, but if you do, you have to make sure that the length here is slim enough, the extension, to go through and into the bracket itself. Can you see? With an ordinary screwdriver, the stem here tends to be longer anyway, so that's not a problem. Right, now we're going to fix this bracket. So if we go through the hole in the top of the bracket, like so, and then there we go. Don't over tighten it, because otherwise you'll find it quite hard to clip the blind on. So if we do the other two, that's that one, and the last one. This side. Let's see if I can reach without moving the ladder. Oops. There. So our brackets, as you can see, the shape would not have been good there. That would have been quite wobbly, but because we've gone upwards, we're much sturdier. Now all we have to do is fit the blind. Very, very simple. So just offer it up to the underside of the brackets first, and then roll it onto the top, and then you can clip. There we go. Perfect. Now all we've got to do is just make sure it's all level, and for that we need to come down the ladders. Okay, so lower the blind. We just tie all the cords together. So they're just in a jumble at the moment. Now what you do with the blind down to the bottom, just gently pull on each of the cords, put them together, and then raise the blind and use some detail on the window to just double check that you've got it level. There we go. We're up a little bit at this side, so hold the cords but just gently pull down on the ones that are a bit short. That should be okay. Let it down again. Keep very tight hold of the cords, don't let them slip through your fingers. And then raise it again. A good indication as well is that the folds are going up nice and even. Yeah, spot on now. See? That's perfect. So if we bring that down again to the bottom, and then take it to wherever you can reach with comfort, knot the cords together and cut off any excess. Do a quick double check that you've not let any of the cords slip. Yeah, oh look at that, isn't that lovely? Simple but really nice. This is just a brushed linen with a stripe taken from another fabric. I think it looks really bold but simple and works well with natural fabrics. So that's it, couldn't be easier. Now with a cord lock system, this is what you have to do. Tuck the cord behind, and wherever you want to let go of it, it will stop. When you want to lower it, pull the cord out to one side, lower it, there we go, you can just lower straight down. If you want to stop it at any point, tuck it behind and just do it straight. Okay, so it's forwards to let it down, and it's straight down. Sometimes you can get away with just doing it straight down like this, depending on the bulk of the blind. But the best way really is to do it actually behind. And there's a beautiful blind hung very easily.